AceBeam Terminator M2. Okay, and this has, check that out, just this really large hotspot that projects all the way to the back. Really impressive. I think it's about 500 meters range. Not a whole lot of spill, but you can just see in front of you, nothing special. Most of the light, 90% of the light's concentrated in that beam up ahead, and it's just so simple to switch between the flood. There's a little switch to just flick in between, like that. Okay. You can also toggle and go through the different modes, 2, 3, 4. This is the flood mode, double press for the turbo flood. And you can also access both flood and spot at the same time. Okay, but of course, going back to the beginning again, just toggling in between. So, you know, each beam, like I said, looks quite distinct, and there's no artifacts, there's no compromise with each beam because they're housed in separate lenses, basically a tube each. Convoy Z1 with the W5050 SQ3. This is the 3000K version. Okay, that's completely zoomed in, but as you can see, I can zoom out to get a much larger hotspot. And I find when you've got it zoomed in about halfway, the beam's a little bit ringy. It doesn't look so nice, but you know what? It does the job. You can't say that it doesn't do the job. Okay, but I'd say when you zoom out completely like this, you get a much more even looking beam. Though the center of the beam, there's a slightly brighter hotspot, barely noticeable. Okay. I can zoom it in and check this out. Wow, that's just incredible how far this thing throws. And it just, even though I have lights that throw further than this, it looks so dramatic because it's basically no spill. So it just looks like this pinpoint like search beam where you can see everything within the perimeter of the beam, and everything else is pretty much dark. So it's just, yeah, it leads to a very dramatic look. It's super fun. I have to say, this is a really fun flashlight to have. You're looking for a little lightsaber kind of style torch. And I've got the LED Lenser here, P6R Core QC, zoomable lens, and it's got 4 different beams that you can quickly switch to. Just this pull and pull in to sort of zoom out, pull out to zoom in, as you can see here, and you get some decent throw. I mean, I can see to the back of those trees, not so well, but I can see to the back of those trees. But it's just that ease of, you know, with the Z1, you've got to just take a bit of time unscrewing it. It takes a little bit too much time if you ask me, but does the job. But this one here is more seamless. I mean, look at that. To just swap in between both of the beams, so simple. And I'll just show you on the P7R Work UV, you know, that's the extent of the beam. So zoom out, zoom in, as you can see, and it's just a slight twist. It's about a 1/8 twist that gets you there. Okay, I'm just cycling through the different modes. That is high mode, sustainable output high mode, which is, I mean, this is more than you'll need for almost any purpose. Beautiful looking beam. Sacrifices on throw, a little bit of throw, but the beam still reaches and tints the back of those trees. But the beam profile itself is just so pleasing. It's one of my favorite beam profiles in a flashlight. Yeah, that turbo mode's just a tiny bit brighter. The Immelin MR90 multiple reflectors, and this is the SBT 90.3. Alright, and it's just blowing out the camera at the moment. It's incredibly bright. That's just with the SBT 90.3. Okay, that is, holy cow, that is turbo, but with only the flood mode on. Oh my god, I can just, the whole place is completely lit up. And you can also turn on the spot beam at the same time. Incredible. Let's just go back to these lower modes. Okay, so just put it on the lower mode so you can see, because it was just completely just obliterating the camera, the photo before. And the good thing is that it can actually maintain a lot of these modes, these lower modes, so-called lower modes, because the light is just gigantic. Okay, you can just have it on flood. Maybe let's put it one above. Okay, then you've got both flood plus the throw beam. Okay, or just the throw SBT 90.2 beam. Yeah, it's really the best of both worlds, but again, it's a heavy flashlight. It's a big flashlight.